Okay, now we're going to go over how to do stenciling. And just so you know, stenciling is not scary. It used to actually terrify me. Of all the crafting things, I've always felt like stenciling was one of those things that I just could not accomplish. But when we started talking about this project and we realized we were going to want to offer stencils, I knew that I had to take it on. And so within 2 or 3 days, I was able to teach myself how to do stencils. And so if I can do it, anyone can do it. All of our stencils we have purposely designed so that they will be very easy. In the classes, there are things that they will paint will either be the corkboard or the paintable metal. They cannot paint the chalkboard. So they can put a coat on it, or they can just paint one, so they can have 2 coats. They could do a base coat and then they could stencil on top of it, or they can just apply the stencil designed directly to either the corkboard or the metal. So all of the stencils are designed to be 12 by 12 so that it's really easy to just place it on there. We will be offering 11 by 14 and you guys will have the option of purchasing 11 by 14 stencils if you want to make that easier, or you can make the 12 by 12 stencils. They can layer those just by moving it, and I will do a tutorial on the 11 by 14 stencils and doing the layers eventually, but this will give you a basic idea of how the stencils work. If you choose to use the 12 by 12s for the 11 by 14s, admittedly that is going to be a little more tricky. If that's something you want to offer in your classes, you are going to be better off to go ahead and just make the purchases of the 11 by 14 stencils. We'll make them as cheap as we can. Okay, so you're just going to take your brush. You're going to, well, I guess first you're going to take your stencil. You want to center it on your board. Then you're going to just take your brush, and the biggest trick here is to make sure that you blot out any excess paint. So you can see I'm just blotting it down. Then once you've got your brush with just a small amount of paint on it, you're going to hold down your stencil with your fingers around the area that you're painting. And then you want to make sure that you're going up and down. You don't want to wipe. If you wipe like that, you're going to get paint that goes underneath your stencil. So you want to go directly up and down, and you're just sponging it on. You do want to make sure that you get the edges, that you focus and make sure that you get right up to that stencil edge. Otherwise, when you are done, your stencil or your pattern will look kind of fuzzy. It won't actually have all of the detail that you would normally want. And each time they put the brush in, they're going to want to just blot it out. And then you just kind of want to go slow so that you make sure that you're holding down those edges. And that is pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any questions on how to make a stencil or how to stencil or how to do the calendars, just feel free to email me at theorders@poppyseedprojects.com.